Magnus is the best chess player of our generation, probably the greatest of all time. He is known for his ultra-aggressive playstyle and having some of the best opening preparation there is. So I wonder what are some of his favorite openings. The openings he has played the most in his journey of becoming the GOAT. And in this video, I will be showing you 5 of Magnus Carlsen's most played openings. And then first we have the English. The English opening is a flank opening where white tries to gain control of the central light squares and establish a strong foundation. For those watching, this opening is more suitable for intermediate and advanced players. Magnus has won Grandmaster level players like Hikaru Nakamura, Anish Giri and Anand Vishwan using this opening. Where white goes c4 on their first move. In this game, black responded by going e5, you immediately go g3. Black went knight f6 and you fianchetto your bishop by going g2, putting pressure on this d5 square. Black will respond by going d5 and you immediately take. Black will take your d5 pawn and you push your knight to f3, opening up the kingside castle and immediately pushing the d3 pawn after white clears the center. Black will continue his development by opening up his kingside castle, push your bishop to e3, black will castle, and you bring your knight over to d2. This finishes up the opening. The second and one of the most popular openings in chess is the Sicilian. The Sicilian is one of, if not the most common response to white moving e4. It's used by beginners and masters alike. The first recording of chess enthusiasts studying this opening was all the way back in 1594. Most of the greatest players of all time use this opening as one of their go-to openings, such as Bobby Fischer, Garry Kasparov and Vladimir Kramnik. It starts off with black going c5. After white goes knight f3, you push your d6 pawn. White will try to immediately take the center with d4 and you capture his pawn. So white takes with the knight, push your own knight to f6, threatening the e4 pawn. Correspond by defending it, you push a6. This is called the Najdorf variation of the Sicilian defense. White will go bishop to e3 and you push e6, preparing to push d5. White will push f3 and you immediately start pushing your pawns on the queen side by going b5. After white pushes his queen out of the way, you will prepare to castle queen side and you bring your knight to d7. White will castle and black will put his bishop on b7. This pretty much ends the opening play. The next opening is not just one of Magnus's favorite. This is the most popular opening in chess. It's called the Ruy Lopez or the Spanish game. The Ruy Lopez is the most played opening in chess and one of the foundational openings to any chess player, whether you were a casual player or a master of the game. This opening is the most analyzed opening in chess history and Magnus has mastered it in his road to becoming the chess titan he is today. It starts off with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5. Black goes knight f3, you push your d3 pawn. This is the Berlin defense variation. Black will immediately start threatening the f2 pawn by going bishop to c5 and white will castle kingside. After black goes d6, you bring your rook to e1, putting pressure on the middle. Black will also castle kingside and you take knight c6, giving black double up pawns. Like I said, this is one of the most popular openings in chess and one of the most studied openings. The fourth and one of the most famous openings in current times is the Queen's Gambit. The Queen's Gambit has been a cornerstone in Magnus Carlsen's career, with him winning some of the greatest grandmasters like Levin Aronian, Vladimir Kramnik and Topalov using this opening. In recent years, this opening has seen a major increase in popularity because of the Netflix show The Queen's Gambit, even though it's been around for centuries and is one of the oldest openings in chess history. And it's also been played a lot by Magnus during his career. It starts off with c4, e6, knight f3, d5, d4. Black will choose to go knight f6, declining the Queen's Gambit, and white responds by going knight c3. Black will go bishop e7, opening up castling king's side, and white will immediately push bishop to g5. Black will castle and you push e3, starting to put pressure on the middle. Black will choose to kick out the bishop by going h6, back one square going h4. The fifth and last opening I'm going to share with you guys, Queen's Pawn game. Last on our list is Magnus Carlsen's personal favorite opening, and that is the Queen's Pawn game. This opening switches the game to a much more long-term positional game that not a lot of grandmasters or even super grandmasters are able to match Magnus when it comes to this playstyle. It starts off with white going d4. Black will respond by going knight f6 and you immediately push the c4 pawn, putting more pressure in the center. Black will go e6, trying to set up going d5, and you push knight to f3. Black will then push d5, and instead of taking d5, you would push your knight to c3. Black will respond by going c5, then you take d5. Black will then take your d4 pawn, and instead of taking with the knight, you take with the queen, putting your queen in the center of the board. This isn't always the smartest thing to do, but when you're Magnus, you can pretty much do what you want. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed me sharing with you Magnus's 5 most popular openings. Please leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to learn more about checkmate traps, watch this video I did on it please.